So let me give you some steps, some practical steps to take before you confront someone. Number one, make sure you've actually forgiven them. You're not going in anger. You're going as someone who's forgiven, who's sincerely seeking reconciliation. Number two, pray beforehand. Pray and ask God for the right words to say, for wisdom to know how to handle the situation. Pray that they would have a receptive heart. Pray for patience, because there's a very good chance you're going to go to them and they're going to find it irritating, if not infuriating, that you've brought this thing up that they thought was in the past, and they're going to react badly, and you need the patience to be able to not escalate things when they do. But pray. Number three, go to them privately. Jesus says this, you and him, or you and her alone. And Jesus doesn't say this, but I would say go to them in person. Now, especially if you are Generation Z, listen up, but even my generation, we've gotten to the point where we do everything by text or by email. We have these hard conversations with people, these confrontational things that we need to say, and we send out an email or we send out a text. And that is the wrong way to handle things. Jesus doesn't say that here because guess what? They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have, amen, they didn't have email. They didn't even have half G service, okay? They didn't have any of that. But here's the thing. If you handle situations like this through print, I know it's easier. I know you get to avoid a difficult conversation, but people read things into your words. Carrie, my wife, had a situation some years ago where a friend called her and said, hey, are you mad at me? And Carrie said, no, why would I be mad at you? She said, I don't know, but it's just your text messages have seemed angry. And she said, what are you talking about? She said, well, you don't use any exclamation points or any emojis or anything like that. And so I thought maybe you were mad. And Carrie told me this, and I just thought that was hilarious. I can just picture a couple of men having that conversation, right? Dadgummit, Earl, can't you throw in a smiley face once in a while? Maybe one of them little hearts or something. But it just highlights the fact that when we're not in person with someone, they can't see our face, they can't hear our tone of voice, they can't see nonverbal communication. They read into what we say the worst possible thing sometimes. So if you really want this to work, go to them face to face. And the fourth thing I would say is approach them repeatedly. Be willing to do this as long as it takes. Don't look at the Bible as a list of check boxes where you say, okay, I initiated, I'm done, my responsibility is through. Your desire should be to win your brother, to win your sister. And so you go back to them and back to them as often as it takes. And guys, if you get to the point where they won't talk to you anymore, they're mad at you, if in your wisdom, the wisdom God gives you, you know that if I go to them again, it's just going to make things worse. Then you can walk away and you can say, as far as it depends upon me, I am living at peace with this person.